All right, let's just start off with this bag. Just the bag is seriously really nice. Here, I'll get you guys a closer look. Seriously, just look at the quality of the bag. How, right, super heavy duty carry handles on this. It says it is 20, that's kilos. That's not pounds, that's kilos. I can tell you right now. So 20 kilos is about 44 and a half pounds, 45. So 45 pounds, one person can definitely carry this. So let's get it opened up and get it pulled out. The question is, where is the door? Penny, no, Penny, no, come on. Gotta get off of there, thank you. Yeah, found it. All right, there it is. Right there. We had a nice carrying pouch here, and inside that pouch, seriously, just look at the quality of just this carrying pouch. Look at these stakes. Look at these stakes. These stakes are, it's like rebar. You know, these stakes are, these are 10 times nicer than any stake that you'll get in any other tent company. Like, seriously. And a hammer. Look at that. I mean, you can't ask for more. So let's get this thing staked out. Let's check, I'm gonna check in the other box and see if I have stakes for these guy wires. All right, we are back, and I have a bunch of stakes from my other tent up on the deck. I will get White Duck to send me a package of stakes for this tent and the Rainfly. We'll put the Rainfly on just to show what it looks like, but let me get these guy wires pulled out, and then this tent will take shape. 2 more. All right, so now we just go around and pull all these tight, and this thing will open right up. Let's do it. Look at that. All right, let's get it opened up. Look at that. That's nice. For your stove. Yep. So we cut this out and we have a pipe for stove. So you get a stove jack. Let's take a little walk around. All right, check her out. This is super nice. So, right, even these guy wires, this pull to get these extended, super nice, right? Canvas, super heavy duty. Look at the stitching on this is spectacular. These bungees, right, they're doubled over, they're super strong. Looks like we've got a window here, got our stove jack, got our doorway, and then, all right, coming around, looks like we've got another window down here. We got vents up at the top. Let's take a look inside. So, we've got a little storage area right here to put a bunch of stuff. We've got 1, 2, 3 windows. Another storage area. The floor is super heavy duty. You are gonna stay dry in this thing. We've got our stove jack right here and pull vents all the way up to the top. I know my camera is a little crooked, but so you can totally see that I can stand up in here, plus there's a foot more space up here for me to stand up. Oh, I just realized what the little pole is for. Hold on a second and let's fix this. Hold on, we're gonna fix that pole right there. So I just found I've got another pole over there, and that pole goes to right here. And it's gonna hold this up and make it a little bit taller. So I'm gonna loosen up the guy ropes on the front entrance way and then get that pole in there, and I'll fix that entrance. Oh yeah, yeah, look at that. That makes getting out quite a bit easier to get in and out. Yeah, big difference that makes. All right, let's get the Rainfly put on this and see how that looks and get that all set up. It's got really extended guy ropes on it. I'm not sure I have the space to really get it set up properly, but let's check and see. Let's get this side. Should be right there. Yeah. All right, so we've got another grommet hole that lines up with the grommet hole in the tent. Just like that. All right, so listen, I'm not gonna stake this down because these guy ropes are they're all spooled up very neatly, which is very nice, and I don't want to undo those and then have to redo it because I'm not going to do it as nice as they did it. And there's very good reason for that, and I'm about to tell you exactly what that reason is. All right, so I am actually going to switch over here to my iPhone because my iPhone will give us a better interior lighting on this tent. So we have got the white duck canvas 10-foot bell tent. And I'll walk around here, show you guys some features of this. We've got a stove jack. We've got one window here, another window on the back, and another window over on the other side. So you got 3 windows. We got vents up on the top, and I have the Rainfly put on. The Rainfly. You okay there, Patty? Sorry, scared you here. The Rainfly, super, super thick. This will keep you super dry. It has a grommet in it that goes through this pole here. And I did not want to undo these guy ropes because they're very, very nicely wound up, and there's no way that I would wind them up as nicely as White Duck did. So just gonna step over these again, right? These poles are metal and super solid, very sturdy. The ropes are super nice. You got White Duck logo on here. You got vents on the Rainfly that match up with the vents on the tent itself. So here's the other window, and we're gonna go inside and take a look. Right, they put this in for to set the pole on, right? The zippers are super, super heavy duty. YKK zippers, very, very heavy duty zippers, which are nice. That's the thing that is really gonna wear out. And let's take a look inside. So I am standing up. So I'm fully stood up, and you can see that even stood up, I've got another foot of space in here before I'm not running into anything. So plenty of room to stand up. You've got your stove jack, and it is not cut. It is sewn for 4-inch and 5-inch. So you would cut out your stove jack, right? We've got some storage compartments here, and you got window, and another storage compartment. So if you had, if you had 2 people in here, you could do 1 person here and they can store their stuff. And then you could do 1 person here and they can store all their stuff over here. So super nice. I'll go back out and then kind of lay down. All right, check this out. So this is super nice. We'll just lay down. I'll show you guys. Just for reference, I am 6'4", so I am larger than your average human being, and I can lay down. I can lay down and stretch my arms out. So, right, I could fit my cot. I'm not going to put my cot in here, but my cot is 76. Yeah, like 76 inches. And this is 10 foot, so 120. So plenty of room for my cot. And, right, you could put a chair on this side. You put a little table back here for your stuff, and still have room for your stove for a heater. I've got a little zipper over here for power if you've got a power cord, or you could, I'm not sure about the fabric, you might have to spray some fireproofing on the fabric, but if you had one of those little diesel heaters, you could probably run the exhaust out of this little spot right here. You've got storage here, some storage pouches, and you got one window here, one window there, and one window there. So you got 3 windows. Craftsmanship and quality is seriously nothing compares to this. These are the best tents made. So super nice, plenty of space. Just not perfect for my setup that I have here at camp, right? So I need a wall tent, a little bit taller, a little bit bigger than this. But this is absolutely beautiful, very well built, very well made. The stitching, the fabric, the zippers, the floor, super easy to set up. As you can see from the setup, right? It's literally just lay it out, one pole up the middle, one pole in the doorway, and then you just cinch those guy ropes out, and this thing pops right up. It doesn't get any easier than that. Yeah. Come here. Come here. Turn around. Turn around. Come here. Can you sit? Sit. Good girl. Yeah, I love you too. All right. 3, 2, 1. All right. So here's the big surprise. I am going to give this tent away. White Duck gave me this tent and they said I could keep it, I could use it, just do a review, and if you want, you can give it away. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. This tent is super nice. It's a few $100s, and it will last a very, very long time. It is a really, really nice tent. But even though I can stand up in the middle, this tent is a little small for my use here on the deck and what we do and the amount of gear that I have. I could fit my cot, and you know, I could shorten one of my tables, and I can fit the stove in here, but it's a little small for me and the dogs, and especially if Lindsay comes up here to camp. So I'm gonna give this tent away, and I would really love to give this tent away to someone in North Carolina, South Carolina, or Georgia or Tennessee, as you all were affected by the hurricane as well. But as you know, North Carolina and this area, Western North Carolina and Asheville and Boone, were absolutely devastated and demolished by Hurricane Helen. There were a lot of people living in tents. There were a lot of people that had to leave the area. There are a lot of people who still are clearing debris and trees and other things. Our bridge was completely washed out. Our bridge is temporarily back in place, but is not super solid. We have a new bridge that we have to have built. It is $32,000 split between 8 people that are up here on the mountain. Anyways, the devastation across North Carolina was huge, huge. So I would love to give this tent away to someone in North Carolina. How you can win this tent. All you have to do, follow me, this page, BFR Outdoors, and drop a comment, and we will pick someone who gets this tent. If I have to ship it to a different part of the state, if you're outside this area, I'll split the shipping cost with you. If you're local to the Bakersville, Mount Mitchell kind of area, we'll figure out a way to just meet up, and I'll get this tent to you. If you need it, you know, if you're rebuilding, if you're just starting out, setting up, you know, your off-grid spot, if you're doing, you know, car camping, truck camping, you know, I've got the truck behind me. If you're just setting up in a small area, whatever it is, just give me a comment and you know, a short story, a brief, you know, couple of sentences on why you need this tent, why you'd like to win it, and we will give this tent away to somebody. White Duck was nice enough to give it to me, and they said I could give it away, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to give this to somebody who needs it. And that's it. I'm going to take this tent apart and then go relax up on the deck and enjoy the rest of this day. Hopefully you enjoy your day, and I look forward to giving this tent to one of you. Thanks for watching.